Good evening, students. Today, I will discuss on Macbeth. It is one of the greatest tragedies of Shakespeare, William Shakespeare. He is an Elizabethan writer and he is an Elizabethan dramatist. After Marlowe, he is then one of the most excellent and brilliant dramatist, Elizabethan dramatist, that is William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare has written 36 plays and 154 sonnets, and in his plays, out of these 36 plays, he has written different kinds of plays, as in tragedies, comedies, and tragicomedies, historical plays, and different types of plays are there. And now, today, I will pass on Macbeth. Macbeth is one of these four great tragedies of by William Shakespeare, and it is purely an Elizabethan drama because it has some contemporary elements. In respect to in contrary to Greek tragedies as Sophocles' Oedipus Rex, okay, and like those. Today I will pass on a particular scene of Macbeth, that is Porter scene. Students, you already know that Porter scene, it happens in the Act 2, Scene 4, because after the murder of Duncan, this scene already happens. Before going to the Porter scene, first of all, you have to know that in the Greek tragedies, especially chorus made a function. Chorus was actually as a group of members, a group of singers, especially who used to sing. Before the before going to before any action is going to happen, so that the audience can come to know on the stage that what is going to happen on the stage further. So before that, the chorus used to say what is going to happen in the next preceding scene. Here in the drama Porter scene, we have already found that different kinds of dimensions, the actions, dimensions of characters, plots, dialogues, and even the events, they are happening in the Porter scene, because it is since the first opening scene, it is the heinous act by Macbeth. It is the most heinous act by Macbeth, and we have found that this is the place where already just before a few scenes, the character of Macbeth already has transformed, and Macbeth is a modern character. Macbeth is a modern character because he holds some modern elements, the modern characteristics of human beings. Now Porter scene, after murdering Duncan in Inverness, the castle of Macbeth, okay, and King Duncan was already invited by the king, by Macbeth, the Thane of Glamis and the Thane of Cawdor. Now Lady Macbeth and Macbeth made a conspiracy, especially Lady Macbeth, because she wanted to be queen, and and Macbeth also wanted to kill him. Not before that, but after the brainwashing of Lady Macbeth, Macbeth wanted to kill Duncan. At first, Lady Macbeth wanted to kill her. She went to bed also, where Duncan was lying, but she couldn't do this because there was a line already, students, you know, that had he not resembled my father, I would have killed him. Basically, here every characters are very complex character. Whether Lady Macbeth, whether Macbeth, in a word, in a single sentence, we can't define that he is bad, she is bad, he is good, she is good, like that. Every characters are dependent on each other characters. As for example, Porter scene is the scene. First of all, I'm telling you, if you want to take notes also, you can write it, you can jot it down. First of all, it's a scene where we find that the supernatural elements, the Elizabethan elements, these are focused in this scene. Secondly, the scene focuses the transformation of the character of Macbeth. Third, thirdly, we found that The castle, the honesty, castle, simplicity, the castle. The castle was of Macbeth. Macbeth, as Macbeth was himself an emblem and epitome of honesty, simplicity, who regarded King Duncan as his own father. So now that castle in Inverness has turned us into hell. So William Shakespeare has been able to focus, has been able to convey the message that diabolism, diabolical, equivocal face, equivocal nature of human beings. He wanted to interpret the human nature through Macbeth and comic and Pottersin. Pottersin, where we find that a porter, a drunken porter, he was just going to open the door, and there were three times knock was there, and after every knock he used to say, oh, you are a drunken, you are that harvester, or you are that tailor who has already stolen clothes and all, you are that husband harvester that you have committed suicide, like that. So so the porter is inviting, is responding to those persons who are already dead, who has gone to, who has who has gone to hell. Now the castle has become a hellish, castle has become hellish, it has become hell. No honesty, no good qualities are there, no goodness is there. So drunken porter is telling those that, oh, you are here, so let's come in, welcome, welcome in this hell. Another aspect of Potterson is it's a comic relief. Comic relief, Shakespeare has already shown a few, after actually William Shakespeare was deeply influenced by Senecan tragedy, Seneca, Seneca and Spanish tragedy, and it was Shakespeare who already staged violence after Seneca, you know, on stage, that violent forms of violent forms of or violent acts and scenes, as murdering, killing, like that, like this. So the audiences, the parameter of tensions, the parameter of scenes and feelings of the audiences and the readers, it was going high and high when Lady Macbeth was washing the brain of Macbeth to kill or to murder Duncan. So when the when the deed is done, when the deed is over, now after when Macbeth was stabbing Duncan one after another, and the bloody dagger and all these, the chopping of bloods, the shedding drops of bloods, all those things is quite unbearable to the audiences, to the readers who are reading the drama, either who are watching the drama, enjoying the drama, or watching the drama. So it's a comic relief. It's a relief. Shakespeare has Shakespeare has used this shin as an instrument. So it's a relief. Actually, it's a relief. Why? Because it it releases the tensions of in the minds of the audiences. What kind of tension? The tension, that agitation and tensions of the muttering and blood shades, everything on stage. Okay, and the screaming of Duncan and all those things. So Porter, this he is telling in a very, the Porter is telling is very in a funny way. Apparently it seemed to us that, it is a very funny, and the drunken porter is speaking, and oh hell, you are here and all these things. Oh, you are the drunken, you are the harvester who has committed suicide after not selling those goods, and you are the tailor, you have stolen clothes. Oh, welcome to hell. So these are the themes, Shakespeare wanted to convey us. Shakespeare has spiritually also explained and analyzed uh, the, the 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 theory of spiritualism. He has told us, he wanted to tell us that earlier it was the place of honesty. It is a place of heaven, because Macbeth himself was honest. He was good. He was benevolent. He was loyal, loyal to the royalty of the King Duncan, royalty of King Duncan. He was honest to Duncan. He regarded Duncan as his father. But now, the Inverness, the castle, has become already as hell. So with the character, the entire castle has become hell. And the Porter scene has played a vital and important part of the drama. Porter scene is an inalienable part of the drama because it, I have already told you earlier that a single scene, whether it is Porter scene or sleepwalking scene or Drager scene or banquet scene, whatever the scene is there, a dramatist has its dramatic purposes. He has some motives. Here is also the Porter scene already conveys the message. It gives us a prelude. It gives us a prelude. It gives us a prelude to the next preceding scenes. What is going to happen? Because Macbeth is now restless. Because already in the Dagger scene we have found that sleep no more, no more, no more Macbeth. That sleep, that rest, that peace he wanted to have. Now it's beyond in its grief. It's beyond in his grief. He cannot enjoy this. That's why sleep no more Macbeth. So Macbeth is restless. He wanted to be king. He wanted to establish peace. Now it's no more for him to enjoy, either for him or for his wife, Lady Macbeth. So Porter scene, in a brief, once again I am briefing this, that it the dialogues said the dialogues or the presentation of the Porter is nothing but it's it's a modulation of the Greek tragedies as chorus. It served the purpose. Porter scene already has served the purpose of chorus. Secondly, it tells us the nature, the transformation of the character of Macbeth, wherefrom he cannot retreat, he can return. And third is there that it tells us the preceding sins. It forecasts, it foretells, it predicts, and gives us it foretells the what is going to happen in the next preceding scene. The audiences are getting ready, and the audiences are changing their mood on Macbeth. But this was Macbeth. Oh, who was, now they can compare that the Macbeth before the murder of Duncan and after the murder of Duncan. And the conspiracy made by Lady Macbeth and Macbeth, it was, nobody could come to know, but it was known, but it is known to the audience only because of the Porter scene, because Porter is conveying that message through his, you know, that funny actings, funny, funny actings, or rather the funny presentation of his dialogues and witty dialogues. So hope so students already have understood quite a lot. I have saw it in brief. Okay, lots of criticisms are going on even on Porterson till today. So read it very deeply and should to give keen knowledge. I hope so you have understood it. Thank you. If you like this, subscribe my channel. It would be better for us.